All right, today we are looking at the best handheld clothes steamer. If you want your clothes to look sharp and wrinkle-free, you need the right handheld steamer. To find the best handheld clothes steamer, I have tested the most popular models available. But it turns out different people need completely different steamers. So in this video, I am going to share 5 best handheld clothes steamers for every budget and need. And that will also show you which ones to avoid at all cost. And by the end, I will share the handheld clothes steamer I personally trust the most. So, at number 5, we've got the HiLIFE steamer for clothes, and it's priced just under $27, which makes it the cheapest option on this list. And naturally, being the budget pick, there is one specific limitation regarding travel that I'll mention in a minute. This is really for anyone who needs a reliable, high-capacity steamer for daily outfits without spending a fortune on professional-grade gear. The first thing I really liked after using it for a few days is just how long the steam lasts compared to other compact handhelds. The 240 milliliter tank gave me about 15 minutes of continuous runtime, which meant I could easily steam a dress shirt, a blazer, and a pair of trousers all in one go without stopping to refill. The steam flow is consistent and gentle, so I never felt like it was spitting hot water or risking damage to delicate fabrics like chiffon or silk, which is a common worry with cheaper units. Day to day, it feels incredibly convenient because of the 9-foot power cord. A lot of budget steamers come with short cords that force you to stand right next to the outlet, but this gave me plenty of room to hang clothes on a door frame and move around them freely to hit every angle. I also tested the included brush attachment on a thicker wool coat, and it actually helped open up the fibers to let the steam penetrate deeper, smoothing out stubborn wrinkles much faster than I expected. It feels sturdy but surprisingly light in the hand, so even after steaming for 10 minutes straight, my arm didn't feel fatigued or strained. It is compact enough to fit easily into a suitcase or an overnight bag, though the rounded shape does take up a bit of corner space. Now, the downside I hinted at earlier is that this is strictly a 110 to 120 volt device. If you plan on taking this on an international trip to Europe or Asia, you cannot use it without a heavy-duty voltage converter or you risk burning it out immediately. But if you want the most affordable, hard-working steamer for home use or domestic travel, this is definitely the best budget pick to start with. So, at number 4, we've got the Conair Turbo Extreme Steamer Handheld, and it's priced around $70. This is essentially for anyone who misses the crisp finish of a traditional iron, but absolutely hates dragging out a clumsy ironing board every single morning. The first thing I really liked after using it for a few days is just how aggressive the steam output is compared to the smaller units we've looked at. It boasts 1,875 watts of power, and you can honestly feel the difference immediately. I tested it on a pair of heavy denim jeans that had been crumpled in a laundry basket for days, and the turbo setting basically blasted the wrinkles out on the first pass. But what truly changes the daily experience is the large quilted aluminum plate on the face of the device. Unlike plastic steamers where you have to hover an inch away, you can actually press this hot metal plate directly against your clothes, almost like you are ironing vertically. It gives you that sharp, pressed look on stiff collars and cotton button-downs that standard handheld steamers usually struggle to achieve. At first, it feels a bit more intense to use because of the heat, but after a few shirts, you realize the built-in creaser is a total cheat code for sleeves. You just slide the fabric in and it creates a perfect edge without any extra tools. The heat of time is super fast, taking only about 40 seconds, so I never felt like I was standing around waiting when I was in a rush to leave for work. The water tank holds enough for about 20 minutes of continuous steam, which was plenty for me to do a full week's worth of work outfits in one session without refilling. Day to day, it feels powerful and substantial in your hand, giving you confidence that it's actually working. Yet, the handle is designed well so it doesn't strain your wrists during longer sessions. It is a stand-up design that fits perfectly on a bathroom counter or a laundry shelf without taking up too much vertical space. So if you want a steamer that performs as close to a real iron as possible while still being handheld, this is the one I'd grab. So at number 3, we've got the Conair Turbo Extreme Steamer Handheld, and it's priced around $60. This is really for anyone who needs serious wrinkle-busting power and wants a device that bridges the gap between a portable unit and a full-size standing steamer. The first thing I really liked after using it for a few days is just how hot and consistent the steam flow is compared to standard models. With 1875 watts behind it, it doesn't just puff clouds at your shirt, it actually penetrates thick fabrics like denim jackets and heavy curtains instantly. I tested the quilted aluminum faceplate by pressing it right against a wrinkled cotton blazer, and it smoothed the fabric out exactly like a traditional iron would, without the hassle of setting up a board. Day to day, it feels like a total time saver because that built-in creaser on top allows you to get perfectly sharp pleats on dress pants just by sliding the fabric through. The included 3-in-1 attachment was also surprisingly useful. The silicone band pulls the fabric taut while you steam, which makes one-handed steaming way easier than trying to pull the shirt down with your free hand while dodging hot steam. It feels solid and well built, with a grip that stays comfortable even when you are tackling a whole rack of laundry for 20 minutes straight. It is substantial enough to sit stable on your counter, but still compact enough to tuck away in a bathroom cabinet. So if you want high-performance steam that handles delicate silks and tough wool equally well, this is the one I'd go with. So at number 2, we've got the Rowenta Pure Force 2-in-1 steamer, and it's priced around $80. This is the go-to pick for people who want to completely ditch their old iron, but still need that crisp, pressed finish on collars and cuffs. The first thing I really liked after using it for a few days is the legitimate hybrid design that lets you steam horizontally without any spitting or leaking. With most handhelds, you are forced to keep them vertical, but I was able to lay a pair of trousers on my bed and press the seams flat just like I would with a traditional iron. The heated XL sole plate covers a ton of surface area at once, and because it's actively hot, it doesn't just relax the fabric with moisture, it actually irons it smooth, drying the garment as it goes so you can wear it immediately without that damp feeling. At first, it feels a little different because you have 5 specific steam settings to choose from, but after testing it, you realize this gives you total safety for delicate items. I was able to dial it down for a silk blouse and then instantly crank it up to max power for a heavy cotton curtain, and the results were flawless every time. Day to day, it feels surprisingly lightweight for how powerful it is, and the grip is ergonomic enough that my hand didn't cramp up even when I steamed 4 or 5 shirts in a row. It is slightly larger than a travel unit, but the 8-foot cord gives you plenty of reach to move around furniture or reach high curtains. So if you want the power of a full-sized iron packed into a handheld device that does it all, this is the one I'd invest in. So at number 1, we've got the Rowenta Iron Steamer 3-in-1, and it's priced around $99. This is the ultimate choice for anyone who wants a single, professional-grade tool that replaces your iron, your steamer, and even your lint roller. The first thing I really liked after using it for a few days is the reversible pad system, which honestly completely changed how I prep my clothes. One side has a soft microfiber pad that let me steam a silk dress without fear of water spots, but the other side features a dedicated lint remover. I tested this on a black wool peacoat covered in cat hair, and the steam relaxed the heavy wrinkles while the pad simultaneously pulled all the lint off, saving me the step of finding a sticky roller afterwards. Unlike standard steamers that just blow hot air, the heated XL sole plate on this actually presses the fabric, giving my dress shirts that crisp, dry cleaner look in seconds. At first, it feels like a serious piece of machinery because of the size, but after a few uses, you realize the weight is balanced perfectly so it doesn't strain your wrist. I also found the 5 steam settings gave me total control, so I never worried about burning delicate fabrics or having weak steam on heavy denim. Day to day, it feels incredibly efficient. The tank lasts for about 12 minutes, which is plenty of time to refresh an entire outfit plus a jacket without stopping. It is sleek enough to leave out on a laundry shelf, yet compact enough to tuck into a drawer if you need the space. So if you want the most versatile, high-powered steamer that actually cleans your clothes while smoothing them, this is the one I'd buy. So that was the list of the top 5 best handheld clothes steamers. But before I tell you which one is my favorite, there are a few types of steamers you should honestly avoid. Skip the ultra-cheap generic plastic steamers that don't have a heated faceplate. They usually just spit hot water on your clothes instead of creating consistent steam, leaving you with wet spots and wrinkles that won't budge. I'd also avoid steamers with tiny water tanks that hold less than 4 ounces. You end up spending more time refilling them at the sink than actually steaming your clothes, which becomes frustrating very quickly. Now, keeping all that in mind, the one I personally ended up liking the most is the Rowenta Iron Steamer 3-in-1. It was the most reliable day-to-day. The combination of the lint remover pad and the heated iron plate meant I could handle any fabric type, from delicate silk to heavy wool, without needing extra tools. So if you want the most versatile, high-powered steamer that actually cleans your clothes while smoothing them, this is the one I'd go with. And if you want the best deal, you can check the link in the description.